Hi everyone, welcome into this week's My Weekly CBS Fix. This week's video is dedicated as a refuah shlema for Shlomo ben Sarah Aliza, for Rafal Mordechai ben Shlomis Devora, and for Yisrael Amichai ben Sarah. May you all have a refuah shlema bekarov quickly. In this week's Parsha, Parshas Va'era, the Jewish people are suffering terribly, and when Moshe Rabbeinu and Moses comes to the people, and he gives them words of comfort, telling them that they are going to be redeemed, that Hashem is going to take them out. So the verse says, "V'lo shamu el Moshe mikotzer ruach ume'avoda kasher." They were not able to listen to Moses' message because of shortness of breath and from the hard work that they were undergoing. This has a number of meanings. But Moses then goes back to Hashem, and he says to him, "Hein b'nei Yisrael Hashem elad." The Jewish people themselves aren't listening to me. So how is Paro going to listen and let the Jewish people go? This is a kavachomer, which means if the simple is not going to happen, how is the harder one going to happen? So I want to analyze exactly the kavachomer, this declaration that Moses made, and what exactly Moshe meant, because the Jewish people were simply not listening to him because, like the verse actually says, because of shortness of breath and because of the hard work, meaning they were not in the frame of mind to listen. And they couldn't listen. They couldn't really concentrate on his message, or they were so hardened in their slavery that it was hard for them to accept. But Paro, he didn't have this issue. He could hear the message of Moses. Now, he may not have wanted to hear it, but he could certainly hear the message. So one of the ideas, and the Chasam Sofer kind of hints to this idea as well, that Moses' message to Hashem, Moses' claim to Hashem was something slightly different. And that if the people themselves won't believe me, how will Paro? Which means that in order for the salvation to come, the onus is first on the people. The onus is first on the Jewish people. It's only if they have a will, if they have the belief, the strength to believe that it will happen, then that's when everything else can follow through. It's only if the Jewish people have the mindset, acquired the mindset that yes, this could be. So then, once they are in the right frame of mind, that they have the right belief in Hashem, the right strength of trust in Hashem, that it can happen, only then could Moshe then continue on to Paro. So therefore Moshe is saying, if the Jewish people won't listen to me, how will Paro listen to me? It's not happening. It's not getting off the ground over here. And this, of course, is a lesson for us, whether it's in our daily life or whether it's our overall goals that we're striving for in our daily life. If we don't ourselves believe that we have it within us to be able to accomplish, so how are you going to accomplish on a greater level? If you don't think you have it within you to succeed, then how's anybody else going to think that you have it? If you don't believe that you can convince somebody the truth of something, then how are you going to try to convince somebody else? We can also ask ourselves, do we really want Mashiach to come? If we don't really believe that Mashiach will come, how will Mashiach come? How will Hashem be able to? It starts with us. We have to believe that Mashiach will come. I don't know if Mashiach is going to come through a WhatsApp message, like somebody said, or if we have an obligation to quickly spread the word of Mashiach coming. Whatever it might be, but if in our hearts we really don't want Mashiach to come, or we don't really believe Mashiach will come because of how hardened our own exile has made us, how exactly can Mashiach come? And no matter the struggle that a person is in, if you don't believe that you can get better, if you don't believe that you can get wealthier, if you don't believe that you can make a difference in somebody else's life, Hashem can't either allow that deliverance to happen, that salvation to happen. So we all have to tap inside of ourselves, whether it's individually or we as a nation collectively. If we believe that it can happen, then we can convince others that it'll happen, and we will actually merit to see the Yeshua, the salvation, speedily in our days. Thank you for listening. Have a good Shabbos.